Hello and welcome to the homestead. Here's an Instagram if you would like to follow us to stay more up to date with things. On the Instagram, we'll keep you more informed more quickly than these videos. So today, I wanted to, as you can see, there's a bunch of trees and whatnot behind me. So what we started doing was pruning some of our fruit trees. So this is a peach clipping, and then here are some plum clippings. And it all kind of started because we were doing some trimming over the winter in our orchards, and my mom was really displeased with how much we were cutting on the branches, and she was becoming sad because she thought we were hurting the trees. So we then decided maybe we'll try to take some of these clippings and root them and grow trees out of them. We don't know if it's going to work. I saw some YouTube videos that tried this and they did get it to work. So instead of just clipping a bunch of them and throwing them in the weeds, we thought we'd try to root them. They're pretty expensive too. So if you buy your own fruit tree, they can upwards of $100 when they're maybe 3 feet tall. So if you have fruit trees, or if your neighbors have fruit trees, or wherever, and you just go take a little clipping. As you can see, we have some that are super long, and I have this one that's probably about a foot long. So we're just trying a bunch of different lengths and sizes and trees and all that fun stuff to just see what happens. So I'm going to start by taking these 3 peach clippings that we had, and I just have this little pot here. It's probably, I don't know, 2 inches, 3 inches deep. And we have locally sourced cow poop. So the farmer up the road brought us some cow manure that's been marinating for quite a few years. It's basically like dirt. I'm not like digging my hands in cow poop, but it's like dirt now. So I'm just packing this kind of full so that there's not a lot of air. Full to the brim right now. And these clippings rather, they still have some buds on them. So I'm actually going to try to bury those and see if they'll turn into root. I've read that could happen. I don't know. And then also I have some rooting hormone, Take Root. I bought this on Amazon. It was the cheapest one. And I've read some mixed reviews about rooting hormone. Some say you need it, some say you don't. I don't know. We're just going to try it. And then I've also read some reviews where people would kind of scrape the bark a little bit on these clippings just to get the rooting hormone closer to the stem. So I'm going to try to do that, but I want to be careful because I want to leave some of those buds on there. And I don't know if you can see that well. But the buds, is that good?
Yeah, it's not really focusing, but.
Oh, okay. Well, there's some buds on there, so I want to try to keep those and then submerge, I don't know, them in the dirt and see what happens. So I'm just going to scrape kind of gently without getting the buds to fall off. Okay. And now I'm just going to swirl it around in some Take Root. And this goes a long way too. Like this thing of Take Root, I've used it, I've applied it to every single one of these tree clippings here, and it's still about 3/4 of the way full. So there's plenty. You don't need that much. And then we'll just put this down in the dirt there, kind of keep it supported. This humus is nice because there's a lot of hay and other stuff like that, like a lot of fibrous things in here. So it kind of helps it stay packed together. I tried this with some other type of potting soils, and it just doesn't seem to be sturdy enough for these clippings. So I'm just going to do the same exact thing, rinse and repeat with these other peach clippings. There are no buds on this one, so I'm going to scrape it up. Oh yeah, I better fill a pot first. And also, it's important to mention that this soil was brought in a few days ago, or this humus was brought in a few days ago, so it's not freezing cold. I don't think that's good for the plants if you have really cold soil and then take a clipping and just submerge it in cold soil. So this bucket was brought in and it has been at room temperature for probably 3, 4, 5 days now. Okay. Looks pretty good. And the humus is pretty moist too, so I'm not adding a lot of water to this. I'm going to spray it, but I'm not going to add a ton of water because the medium that the clipping is already in is moist enough. So this is the last of the peach clippings, and I think it was maybe 3 years ago, we had a really good yield on our peach tree. So we know it has the potential. I'm not going to scrape this one because there are a lot of buds on it, but I'm going to put some rooting hormone on it. So a couple years ago, we had a really good yield on our peach tree. So I'm kind of curious. I think if these take off, they could be kind of interesting. And now I'm going to move on to the plum clippings. So you can see this clipping looks a little bit different than the peach does. The buds look a little bit different. And I think almost every year we've had plums.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this has been a really good tree for us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting too because we're in upstate New York, so the sometimes the climate can really interfere with these trees, and they can be pretty fickle if there's too much if the winter's too harsh, or if the soil's too wet, or if you don't have another fruit tree close enough to it. So sometimes it seems more luck than anything, but yeah, this tree's done really well for us. So grab some clippings from it. Hopefully we can clone it, get it to do the same thing. Now there are probably other ways that you can root these clippings or whatever. This was just one way that I saw on YouTube and was reading reviews about. I don't know this. Whoops. Don't do that. This isn't the best way probably to do this, but it's a way to do this. So we'll see. We'll learn from our mistakes and do something different the next time. So yeah, my neighbor has some fruit trees that she wants us to kind of take care of and to clean up, and with all of those I'm just going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to grab some dirt, grab some of the clippings, put some take root on it, and see if I can get some of her trees to take off as well. Like I said, this could save you a lot of money, could make you some money, and we have actually been using this technique on more than just fruit trees. So in the back you can see we have some cherry trees, we have some elm, maple over here, we have some white ash, we have a bunch of different oak. We're trying it all. We don't know how much of it's going to really work or not, but it's kind of fun, kind of a cool little experiment to just see what happens, see how it all plays out, and hopefully in 10 years we have some really cool trees that we can plant and get some fruit off of. So this is the last little tree that I'm going to work on. This last little clipping. Oh, I'm going to fill this first. And yeah, this is definitely probably not perfect, but we have these at our disposal. We have a lot of these clippings. So yeah, I'd encourage you to go try this. And if you have a better plan or a better idea, or something that's worked for you, let us know in the comments. I would love to know how to do this better, how to optimize it. Yeah. I'd love to know how to optimize it, how to do it better, and follow our Instagram, and I'll keep you posted with the growth and progress on this. And as far as maintenance goes, I usually come out here like once or twice a day and just spray them down with a mister. Like I said, the medium that the clipping is in is pretty moist already, so just give it a good little spritz here and there. Probably don't want to overwater it, probably don't want to underwater it. I'm sure there's a balance somewhere. Yeah, so that's that. Thank you for joining us on this experience, and we'll follow our Instagram, and then you'll see almost daily updates on this type of stuff.
So the Instagram is The Practical Homesteader.
Yeah.
All one word.
The Practical Homesteader. All right. Happy homesteading.